So you got clout, so you got clout. I'm on now, I'm on now. Hey, so you got clout, so you got clout. I'm on now, say I'm on now. Hey, got to celebrate life, and that's alright. Know what I do, yeah, I keep being focused on.
I want to get into, of course, our film. Our first feature, Through the Eyes of a Father. You were the first leading person in a BeanPole production. T-shirts are on the way. My wife is very big on merchandise. You got a T-shirt coming your way. But I just want shout out to Jazz. I just want to say, or I want to ask rather, how? Well, I know you found the role on Actors Access, but what was it like when you read the script and kind of found out what it was about? What did it mean to you to like really want this role? Because you know, for everybody out there, Through the Eyes of a Father is about a teenage couple who have to deal with an unwanted pregnancy during their last year of high school. But it's a teenage pregnancy story through the father's point of view, hence the name, Through the Eyes of a Father. So when you when you seen the synopsis and seen the script for it and everything, how did it make you feel as a young black man? Even though you're not a parent, just seeing a movie with that kind of narrative being made, like how did that how did you feel like seeing that?
It was deep, man. It was deep. It's definitely an emotional film. It's an emotional role. You know, me. I had to shift gears a lot. You know, I had to tap into different emotions because it was a roller coaster. It was high points, it was funny points, it was low points, it was dark points. You know what I mean? Even up into the possible suicide. You know what I mean? But it's definitely an emotional role. But it's a story that needs to be told, man. Because a lot of people deal with that issue, especially people like us, young black high school kids. They deal with that. That's a real story. You know what I mean? So to be able to portray that, it meant a lot to me. You know what I mean? Just to show people that, you know, your life isn't necessarily going to be over if something like that happens. You know what I mean? You kind of accept, you know, the situation you're in, and you try to do whatever you can to, you know, make the most of it, you know. So, you know, to be able to portray that story, you know, it meant a lot to me, and to be able to show y'all story, because this is y'all story, you know what I mean? So
More or less.
Yeah, more or less, you know,
more or less,
pieces of it.
Yeah.
So, you know, just for y'all to kind of gift me with that opportunity, I appreciate y'all for that, for sure. So shout out to y'all. So, you know, I try to do everything I can.
I appreciate you for doing it.
Yeah, so I try to do everything I can to, you know, put myself in those shoes and try to, you know, portray it the best way I could. You know what I mean? So I think it turned out well. It was a good story. It was written well. It was told well. All the actors did their part. They all did well. So, you know, that was a powerful story.
Well, cause it was like I said, I'd be the first to admit it was my first time directing. I had a lot of insecurities going in through that whole project. I had a lot going on during that time, just period. So it was a struggle for me to really just kind of let go and like kind of just do my job the way that I felt like it should have been done. How was I as a director?
Good, man. And the thing is, you know, what you directed, man, you kind of like gave us a lot of freedom. You know what I mean? Because I've came across different directors in my time with acting, man. You have some directors who are very, like, they're sticklers. Do it this way. Do it like this. This is what I want. You know what I mean? But, you know, you as a director, you kind of, like, loosen the reins. You kind of let us. You told us, you know, how you wanted it to be, but we were able to kind of, like, you know, put our 2 cents as, you know, as actors, and allow us to, you know, show our art and explore and kind of, like, be ourselves, you know, in the role and in the scenes. So, you know, you kind of just gave us that level of comfort, you know what I mean? So we knew that we kind of still have that window to kind of like give you what you want, but kind of give it our twist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I definitely appreciate that freedom that you gave us. So, you know, I definitely would encourage you to continue that, because, you know, you got to let actors like act, you know what I mean? Because that's what makes them who they are, you know what I mean?
I always wanted to feel real.
Yeah, got to be natural, man.
You know, these the words, they might not be how you say them. So just saying how you say them, just get the point across.
Exactly.
And that's all I wanted, man, just to get the point across in the movie. And I think it came across really well after we had the screening. You know, people was coming up to me saying that the last scene was their favorite part.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
That
was deep.
Their favorite part.
Yeah.
And so I know that my point came across well, and so I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it in that way, that we were able to portray that, and it came across. My point came across in the end.
sure.
I do feel like, you always gonna critique yourself the hardest. I feel like I could have done a better job directing. But it was my first time. I didn't go to school for this.
That's true.
I just kind of went in. You know what I'm saying? I tried to surround myself with people who knew what they were doing. Like Hang, incredible. You know what I'm saying? Hang's an incredible
For sure.
videographer, assistant director. Patrick knew what he was doing. Michael recording audio. I did learn a lot. I wish that, always in hindsight, you wish you already knew going in so that it could look a little better here or get that camera a little extra. But overall, I'm proud of it. Like I said, I was going through a lot at that time. So the fact that I got to finish it at all means a lot to me. And I did want it to feel like, because I know a lot of directors are very stick to this thing with my script said.
Yeah.
But I did want it to feel like family. I wanted people to feel comfortable on set because I wasn't. So at least I could do to make everybody else comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Then with that whole with that dynamic, it'll come across really well on camera. And so I'm glad that Kakai said the same thing.
Oh yeah.
That was like the same point that she gave.
Yeah.
And when I asked her, so I know y'all mean it. So it means a lot that you know what I'm saying, that's what y'all got from it. You know what I'm saying? More than anything was that y'all could be yourself in these roles. Even though it's very, very like I said, it's more or less what I went through. A lot of it is true. You know what I'm saying? Of course I embellished on certain things, but and I gave y'all the reign to do what y'all wanted to do. So that's cool. That's cool. And was that your first like lead role?
Number one? Yeah. That was like, I've had a couple projects, but never like a full-length feature. So full-length feature being number one, that was like, that was like the biggest load I had to carry as far as a role. So, I definitely am going to learn from that experience. And, obviously when I watched it, I was able to pinpoint like things where I could have done better or things where I think I did well. So it's all a learning process for me, you, Jazz, everybody, So that's one of our first, that's like our biggest project. So, it's a process, man. You learn, figure out what you can take from it, and you keep going. So that was definitely like my biggest role, for sure.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to seeing it again too, and
good.
See what happens with the film festival. So
yeah,
we not done with that.
We not. Sure. We in 6 film festivals, so we gonna see what that goes. I'm expecting 6 trophies later on down the line.
Let's do it.
So we gonna whatever you get. I don't know what you get from winning film festival. Like I said, I ain't go to school for none of this, so we gonna see. We gonna see. I'm just getting this experience firsthand, but I'm expecting 6 awards because ain't nobody coming like we coming in this movie. So I'm glad, but that's another thing. So I'm glad that you would like to see it again, especially with you being the lead and you being in so much of it. It's important to me that the people, hell, even like the podcast, like I love it when the people I interview, like, man, I loved it. Like it's one thing to do it, and then when they see it back, it's like, man, I loved it. That's dope. So it's like I always want the people who are involved. It means the most to me when the people who are involved enjoy it
and appreciate it,
get something out of it. So I'm glad that that you want to see it again. Definitely send it to you. We're working on the trailer now. Once the trailer gets done, that's it, man. Everybody get what they've been looking for. So it's been about a 2.5, almost 3-year journey.
Long time coming. I remember the day I booked the role was the day when we had the solar eclipse joint. Because I remember being outside looking at it and getting the email saying I booked the role, being happy. So I remember that day. It's been a minute.
Oh wow, it was a while ago. That was wild. We everybody doing their thing now. And we here. You know what I'm saying?
Still going.
So despite Corona, everybody's still doing their thing. Shout out to everybody who made that movie what it was. Karen, Valeria, everybody. We had a nice cast. Everybody got along. Olga, Sophie, Ryan, Jeremiah, Jeremy. Everybody, Hannah, everybody, man. Thank everybody who was part of the cast and crew of that movie, man. Cause that movie, that is the first. I got about 8 more to go that I plan on doing. So that was the first of many.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. And okay, so finna get ready to wrap this thing up. got a few more questions for you, sir. What would you say is the biggest, or not the biggest, the best time that you had on a set?
The best time I've had on the set? So many good moments. Maybe the house party scene. That was fun.
Oh man,
That was fun.
Yeah,
That was
the
fun.
last day. That was the day we rapped.
Okay, it was. Yep,
Yeah,
I
that was
remember,
the day we
yeah.
rapped,
That was
yeah.
fun, man. Everybody got to come. You know what I'm saying? We we had a couple of little turn on. We had to dance a little bit. You know what I mean? That was cool, man. I think, and then that was the night where we was playing the game.
Yeah.
And then me and Daniel and Sophie went upstairs.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
did
I'm saying?
that thing.
Yeah, they did their thing
you know.
up there. So that was fun. Yeah, I think that was probably the funnest time we had on set.
Man, we did a lot.
Yeah, we did a lot,
That was a
man.
busy day. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's when we shot the last scene of the movie earlier. Then we drove. From,
Yeah.
That was a busy day.
Yeah, it was.
We brought the sliders through.
Yeah.
Y'all smashed on there. It was good.
Yep.
Okay, so what would be like the worst time you had on the set?
Worst time. Probably whatever footage we did that got lost. That was probably because we did do a lot of we had some good footage that got lost.
Listen, that was the first day we filmed.
Oh, it was?
And that was the only footage from that day that I wanted to use.
Oh, yeah.
And we couldn't find it.
I know. That
to
one
this
scene
day.
outside when I had to get emotional when we lost
you
it.
and Jeremy. Mr. Reed
like,
in the
whoa.
film. That was oh man, I'm so hurt. Cause
That's tough.
still can't, still is gone. It's gone.
Huh?
Yeah, we had
It's
to.
cool. We reshot it.
Yeah,
made
we got
work.
it done.
Yeah.
But the first time was perfect.
I remember that.
It was perfect.
Yeah,
It
but
was
it's all
definitely.
good.
It's all
It
good.
happens. It happens.
It's all good.
That's alright. Know what I do. Young king been working so hard, they supporting the couples out of these moves. Let me hit snooze, time for me to get up. Get bust, I ain't got time to be stuck. You been discovered, but there's so many tickets up. It's been an honor, the blessing, I don't believe in luck. I'm ready for my son, yeah. And I dare you to get in my way. Cause I'm ready for my son, yeah. You better get so you got clout. So you got clout. I'm on now. Say, so you got clout.